Mhm. Snow world. What do I do on a snow world? I mine for plasteel. No. I have a feeling the game is a bit louder than it usually is. Maybe it's just me. I don't know where it's coming from though. Well, it doesn't seem to be that much to do right now. Not as much as in chapter 2 anyways. Eye of the Magnetic Storm. That's a lot of contracts. Where did that one come from? Promethium, how about now? Plasteel for literally anything. I will trade plasteel for literally anything. Lockston, why would I do that? Profit factor for Xenotech. I have 16 of these apparently. Mechanisms, okay, not too bad. Xenotech for weapons. Chemicals for plasteel. No. Maybe, I don't know, weapons can be produced, but Xenotech cannot. The Gonus produces 8, but uses 9. Curious. Oh, I have new augurs though, right? But I don't think that's gonna be enough still. Questionable. Your presence is required. Oh my god. Can't you people do anything? Emelina. It's fine. 8 profit factor gained. That's a lot of profit. Artificial object. All usual noises on the bridge cease when the shadow of a gigantic void ship seemingly appearing out of nowhere sails past the stained glass window. It seems forlorn. The hull is tarnished, the lumens are dead, and the windows are broken and shrouded. The auger crew can't recognize the signature of its silent engines. They only managed to shed some light on its decrepit hull and make out the faded name of the cruiser, Queen's Lament. Voxmaster's report breaks the somber silence. The bridge has just received a voxcast from the dead void ship. Yeah, sure. Victus conducts a full Vox system check and reports that the communications are in order, even though only eerie, unnatural silence can be heard through the Vox. Lurid murmurs sweep across the bridge. The officers are certain that this is the void ship of the old ghost stories. The Queen's Lament has appeared countless times in all corners of the Imperium. Like a ghost, it manifested out of nowhere and just as mysteriously vanished in the darkness of space, taking with it those who dared to board. Ooh. Queen's Lament. The rogue trader has heard that name before. This void ship was destroyed by Xenos in one of the violent battles for the Expanse over 3 millennia ago. They say that its captain was a devout and vengeful man. Devout and vengeful. Attack it? Yeah, sure. The shuttle carrying the soldiers docks with the Queen's Lament without impediment. Using the disparate blueprint or other Imperial cruisers, the scouting party sets out to the bridge following the dark unpowered corridors that somehow retained oxygen and gravity. The nervous voice of the operator erupts through the vox. The crew are still on board, but what's this? Blurry silhouettes of people with torn off limbs, cut open bellies and twisted faces are materializing and vanishing all around in ghastly flashes. The ghost promised the unwelcome guests that they will stay on board the Queen's Lament forever. Raising his voice to a shout, the operator reports that his comrades are already dead and soon it will be his turn. The augurs are telling a different story. All of the scouts are alive and still moving forward. Order the operator to pull himself together. Soldiers must be prepared to face even the most terrifying space horrors. Curse the operator. He will be severely punished if he does not pull himself together. Calm the soldier down. He was probably scared by the strange visions and lost sight of his comrades. 5%. Damn. An anxious prayer to the Emperor is whispered over the vox. For a moment, the operator falls silent and suddenly returns, mumbling excuses about his imagination playing tricks on him. His comrades are still walking ahead of him, alive and well, and the void ship looks completely empty again. What a weirdo. After a few minutes of silence, a child's cry can be heard through the vox. The stuttering operator reports that friends and family of the members of the scouting party are blocking the way. The friends and family who have all been taken by death. The soldiers confirm that they are not seeing ghosts, but living people made of flesh and bone. The soldiers are begging the rogue trader to let them talk to their loved ones for a moment. Oof. Remind the soldiers that it's impossible to cheat death. These visions must be a product of some dark powers. Let the soldiers stay with their loved ones for a short time. No. Order the squad to proceed under threat of tribunal. God, you're terrible at this. The scouts begin to argue. The unintelligible quarreling abruptly stops, and after a few minutes, the operator anxiously gives his report. As soon as the squad split up, the ones who decided to stay with their loved ones were swallowed by the darkness of the empty deck and vanished. Told you so. Half an hour later, the vox comes to life once again. The operator flatly reports that the scouting party has reached the bridge. The cogitators are broken, so extracting any data from them seems impossible. The scouts have found a strange object in the captain's chair. They can't describe it, only saying that this shouldn't be here. Oh, there. In his usual flat voice, devoid of emotion, the operator completes his report. The way to the bridge took 16 hours and 41 minutes. The soldiers are exhausted and would like to rest for some time. Confused, Victus notes that only half an hour has passed outside the Queen's Lament. Order the squad to retrieve the unknown object and withdraw immediately. Yeah. Nothing terrible could happen with that. The vox cast stops abruptly, and a few minutes later the scouting party's shuttle leaves the Queen's Lament. The void ship itself dissolves in the darkness of space. The shuttle arrives, carrying a single passenger, the operator clutching a strange parcel. The young man's hair has turned white after the time spent on the cursed vessel, and he has lost the ability to speak. His story and rumors of what happened to the other scouts will live on for many years in hushed whispers across every deck of the rogue trader's void ship. Can't he just write it down? Spooky. Spooky. What did I get though? Mhm. Where's my parcel? What did I get? Nothing. Unholy relics. Hmm. -5 penalty to intelligence. Cool. I don't need intelligence. I don't think anyone but me would need coercion though. And I have something better equipped. In any case. Your coercion is unusually high. Wow, more plasteel. Offering up prayers to the machine god, the auger operators turned their blessed optics toward the very epicenter of the raging magnetic storm. In spite of the thick haze of static covering the auger's picked visors, something unexpected appeared. The auger crew have detected signs of life under the planet's surface. There, in the caves, is a man-made complex. According to the ship's archives, this world is uninhabitable and devoid of useful resources, so the presence of someone's base seems intriguing. Yep, send another crew. The enforcers disembarked next to the suspicious cave. The entrance to the cave turned out to be blocked by a massive plasteel door, once pierced by a melter charge, then shoddily patched up. Within, an ambush awaited your team. Attackers with emaciated bodies pounced from the darkness without warning. The enforcers of the von Valentius dynasty reacted with lightning speed. They walked away from the vicious battle not only victorious, but having captured the enemy commander. Easy. While the shuttle brought the prisoner aboard the Lord Captain's void ship, scouts searched the base and found a vast hall, the walls of which were dotted with cryovaults. All but one were disabled and contained the remains of some prominent people, judging by their clothes. The last cryovault was opened and stood empty. That's it. In addition, a curious machine was destroyed during the battle. As further inspection would show, this was the very contraption responsible for creating the magnetic storms blanketing the planet, concealing the cemetery from prying eyes. Its machine spirit extinguished forever, the tech priests still managed to extract those parts that still held value. Examine it. Tech priests sent at your command have reported that the machine spirits of all cryovolts are healthy and obedient, excepting the one living within the open sarcophagus. This machine spirit is in terrible condition and afflicted by great madness, muddying its algorithms. Interrogate the prisoner. Oh. Under torture, the bastard confessed to belonging to the cult of Saint Drussus. He and his brothers and sisters were tasked with guarding this strange cemetery and preventing anyone from entering. He equally could not hide that the unfortunate inhabitants of the cryovaults were killed by his people. Alas, that was his last confession, as the harsh interrogation finally took its toll. That was basically nothing. Alright. Lord Captain, an urgent message. Our enforcers have arrested a dangerous saboteur who attempted to gain entry onto the bridge. This incident may be worthy of your attention. You see, both the saboteur and the circumstances of his capture are rather strange. You cannot tell if Victor sounds baffled or worried. I think it would be reasonable for Magus Pascal to take a look at him as well. What is so unusual about the saboteur and the way he was captured? The thing is, Lord Captain, the saboteur is most definitely a tech priest. He found his way aboard the ship and penetrated all our security systems with staggering ease. Both his ability to communicate with machine spirits and the combat potential of his augmentations are extraordinary. Nevertheless, the enforcers managed to capture him. During the arrest, the intruder, he offered no resistance at all. Instead, he asked for an audience with the great machine spirit. When he realized that the enforcers had no idea what he was talking about, he asked to meet with you. I considered it necessary to appraise you of the situation. His infiltration of a rogue trader's ship operated by authorized engineers casts doubts on my tech comrade's stability. If he is indeed my tech comrade, that is. Regardless, I request permission to communicate with the captive. Not the captive unit. Understood, Lord Captain. The saboteur will be brought to you. Real quick. There you go. The group of servitors whose movements are suspiciously well synchronized stares at the towering prisoner. You do not need to hear them speak to recognize Nomus, who has seen fit to attend the interrogation. The captured man, if he can be called that, looks positively gigantic next to the enforcers at his side. Deadly-looking metal gleams dimly beneath his faded crimson robes. His hands are folded obediently, and his mechadendrites are perfectly still. I greet the master of this vessel cathedral and offer my humble apologies for this unbidden intrusion. Asclepius. My apologies to you as well, brother. The interloper inclines his head in the direction of the frowning Pascal. Then the prisoner turns slightly and looks straight at Nomus' observing servitors. And of course, I must beg forgiveness from you, Great Spirit. It was not my intent to desecrate your temple. Before I accept your apologies, tell me who you are and why you infiltrated my ship. I honor the fraternity of the Omniscience servants. It pains me to see you trespassing on board like a thief instead of arriving as a guest. Your apology is accepted. For your prompt admission of guilt, I will allow you to choose the method of your execution. My name, if it matters, is Asclepius, formerly a computator general of the Cognizance fleet, now a liber recluse with the status of Malatech. Malatecs are exiles whose ideas have not crossed the line of heresy, yet have come close to it. They are removed from the fleet structure to give them a chance to see the folly of their ways, and prevent sedition from spreading. Pascal's voice sounds unusually alarmed. All of this is trivial. My past is nothing but a set of archived data. My lost status is a part replacement string in the long chronicle of the Cognizance fleet. I come not as the priesthood's messenger, but as a faithful disciple of the most holy Amonard. My brother once served as the engineer prime on this ship. Asclepius gestures around him reverently. He was an adherent of the school of discontinuing the cycle, as am I. It has spread that far. It is difficult to discern Pascal's emotions from his tone. I know that my brother perished, but before he did, he sent me a message that told of a journey embarked upon by Fyodora von Valancius, a journey through a dimensional gate, an artifact more ancient than humanity itself, and toward worlds unknown. The blessed Amonard was with her. There, upon those dark worlds, he witnessed a great miracle, the birth of a machine spirit of incalculable might. My brother believed that this spirit then fell asumber within this ship like a child in a cradle, not responding to lowly pleas. That was the purpose of my pilgrimage, to reach the ship where my brother died, the ship upon whose decks the blessed Amonard had walked, and prostrate myself before the Great Spirit. Amonard traveled on this ship? Yes, he did. My brother's words on this were clear. Years ago, Amonard was part of the rogue trader Theodora's inner circle, before their ways parted. Tell me more about Theodora's journey. My knowledge of it is scarce. My brother suspected that his memory, along with the memory of all who might have known the details, had been purposefully modified. He saw it as a sign that the journey had revealed the great truth, and there were those who did not wish to see the truth brought to light. All that he conveyed to me was that Theodora had reached worlds unlike any the people of the Corona's expanse had ever seen. There, she unearthed a great treasure of technology, one that Amonard had the privilege of experiencing. What do you know about this great spirit? It is a great miracle, the Omnissiah's breath meant to help us discontinue the cycle. It was born of the treasure that Amonard and Theodora discovered upon the dark worlds. Yet even a being so glorious needs attendants and guides, and as long the Cognizant's fleet is racked by schisms, and my brothers and sisters suffer defeats without end, there is no one to aid the spirit. That is why I came here. Does the name Nomos mean anything to you? Nothing. Oh, new thing. He has not come to know us yet. He will if you let him, Sma. We know. We sense that his words are about us, that the story he has told us, or told is our story. You're strong, yet you let yourself be caught. I took a vow that I would never inflict physical harm upon lay people. The Omnissiah grants us the power of the true flesh for a purpose other than damaging the frail and blind creatures that are all who have not yet tasted his knowledge. As will I, and yet I plead that my brother be shown leniency. His story initializes thought. We ask you to keep him for us. Nomos' servitors speak up suddenly in the faintest of whispers. I found you guilty of offenses against the cult Mechanicus and House von Valancius. Your crimes warrant punishment more severe than death. You will atone by serving me and therefore the Imperium. Your actions have caused no harm, and so I shall not harm you. You're free. You may steal my ship if you so choose. You're mine now, and you shall obey my every whim. You'll be executed for your crimes. My decision is final. Nice. I could not ask for more. All I wish is to remain in these halls and observe and reverence the Great Spirit's deeds. Let the cycle be discontinued. Nomos' servitors turn their heads to you, and not all at once, in what can be interpreted as an expression of gratitude. He's not here, though. He's here. Oh, there he is. The massive figure of the Malatek Asclepius is frozen before the cogitate in a praying pose. Without raising his head, he addresses you. I salute the ruler of this ship. I see you have found the Great Spirit, Asclepius. I have found a miracle, and the end of my worldly road. I've never seen and never will see anything more meaningful than the spirit of Nomos. In the face of its multitude, we're all nothing but the fixed values of an erroneous function. I see you guys are enjoying each other's company. Do you have an opinion on that?
The only sign.
No. Of course you don't. Wehrboss. Oh yeah. Inconvenient witnesses. I need a route from Janice up there anyways. Or maybe I have one already. Well, Captain, Victus's vox-distorted voice sounds even more mechanical and detached than normal. The Lady Navigator has been waiting for you on the bridge for half a watch cycle now. You see, because of her presence, the officers... He clears her throat. I believe Lady Cassia wishes to speak about something very important. Her unease is spreading to those around her. Unease. Lord Captain, as you clasp her hands together, you can sense an air of cold aloofness about her. We must speak now. Okay, but you walked away instantly afterwards? And the route, no? Cassia takes a few anxious steps around the study, then says reservedly, I have given much thought to all that has happened, and us. Perhaps you do indeed have feelings for me, perhaps I have feelings for you in turn, but we falters. You're not meant to become something more. A time will come when my duty to House Ozelli will call upon me, and you have already been summoned to do your duty to the God Emperor and your protectorate. Would it not be better then if we ended things now, before it is too late? If I truly am dear to your heart, you will understand. The tense silence hangs in the air, and Cassia turns away to hide her emotions. Have I upset you in some way? Have I not been convincing enough in expressing my feelings to you? It is already too late for me. I cannot bear the thought of a life without you. That's literally what I already told her. Is this what you truly want? Is renouncing one's duty truly the only way to be with another person? You're right, our feelings are a liability, but House Ozelli and the von Valencia's protectorate could benefit from a dynastic alliance. What say you to that? Will you agree to become my dearest wife? Oof. Who said there was anything between us in the first place? I've just been toying with you, nothing more. I respect your wishes, Lady Cassia. If you think we must end our relations here, then so it shall be. Cassia trembles, opens her mouth, and even moves her lips, but the words refuse to come out. This, I have said so already. Have I not been convincing enough? No, that's not it. I just... No, that is merely what your heart is telling you. I see human feelings every day with these very eyes. As she opens her eyes, frowns, and closes her lid. Emotions are fleeting. They wither all too quickly sometimes. Love, fear, attachment, everything passes. Are you mad? Please, that is not what I meant. Ooh. I mean, there's only one choice. And does it not perturb you that I am a wretched mutant? That my own subjects see me as a monster? That your servants fear my company more than facing a mortal enemy? It saddens me that you cannot see your own gracefulness and beauty. So sad. I nearly killed you. Yeah, once or twice. I think that's par for the course in this universe anyways. I could have died a great many times, and yet here I am. You're killing me this very moment. Ooh. 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 That is very tempting. Is all this just a lark to you? Kinda. I'm too deeply in love with you to make light of such things. Is it to you? It seems that you're the one who has been toying with my feelings this whole time. Ooh. You want this to be over so badly? Well, you will hear no argument from me. Now leave. I'll never respect your wishes. Oh, smile. Cassia looks at you with tenderness and longing, but then frowns in frustration. A familiar sensation envelops your being. The pain in your chest is suffocating, and you fall to your knees. Why can't you understand? I'm a navigator, a mutant. I'm nothing but a tool in his hands, in humanity's hands, and tools are not supposed to have feelings. Cassia sobs and rolls up one of her sleeves. From her clavicle to her elbow, the skin on her arm has grown so thin that you can see every vein, muscle, and tendon within. A new mutation, Ma. Just like that, in the middle of the latest warp jump. And this body will go through even more ghastly changes in the future. I don't want you to see what I become. I don't want to see you grow to loathe my hideousness. Ooh. In that case, is it really wise to waste time on preludes and quarrels? Let us instead cherish the here and now for as long as the stars allow us, as long as you are not hideous and ugly. I respect you. No, I don't. That is disgusting. Get out of my chambers now. Ew. She quivers as she makes a weak attempt to slip out of your hands. Your eyes shine like rubies against the sunset sky, and your skin and hair are like fresh snow. Never before have I seen anything so beautiful. You've studied thousands of books. You wish to learn everything there is to learn, and I'm dazzled by your keen mind and curiosity. When I hold you in my embrace, I feel like I'm home. That's weak. I find myself smitten with your raised chin, your refined manners, and the stern look in your eyes whenever you scold me. When I hear your voice, my heart beats faster, and your touch makes me lose my mind altogether. Not your mind. I think that's more her mind, not her looks. Oof. As she listens in silence, her eyelashes lowered and her head slightly bowed. A barely noticeable smile tugs at the corners of her mouth. Now you do the book line. As she listens in silence, her eyelashes lowered and her head slightly bowed. Oh, still. That's cute. Oh, you have to say all of these anyways. Not all of them. Ma, stop. I hear you. Crimson tears stream down her cheeks, but she is smiling, and hers is a smile of joy and freedom. I can see your colors, so pure that I am afraid I might scare them away. Only when I stand before you fully dressed do I feel utterly bare and defenseless. You've captured my heart, made me fall in love with you, and shown me how to love myself. I know not what the future holds for us, but I'm willing to take a risk and find out together with you, my love. As she covers your hand with hers, and her knees buckle treacherously. Ooh. I shall lay you in my bed. Ooh. We'll be together, our fears be damned. Oof. I hope to see a future where you never tire of me. How long is she gonna live? Kasia's lips touch yours in a long tender kiss. You relish each other for a while before she withdraws and, after giving you a parting kiss on the forehead, flutters out of the study. Oh. Well, that's that. Anything new in here? Oh, look at that. The positions of the pieces on the board suggest that this game of regicide was interrupted. The winner was never determined. How about we play a game? It still doesn't say that it's from Krudarok. Change appearance. That's new. Oh. Was it really? That wasn't always there, right? That's really weird. I would rather not. Yeah. Funny. The sacred cog came from the production lines of Kyamagama. Did I just take a cog with me? Why? A Taylor's pain engine, the creation of the deranged minds of the Drukari homunculi, twisted sculptors of flesh, and from the dark city of Komorra. Cracked helmet of an Aldari Xenos is a reminder of the victory over the enemies of humanity on the Agra world of Janus. During the defense of Dragonus. So now, anything new?
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without...
No, there's nothing new. Learn some new lines. At least this is fairly easy. Lord Captain, the astropathic choir has caught glimpses of horrifying visions coming from Vabus 6. Something has breached the colony from underground. Soon after a new sector of deep tunnels had been put into operation, it was overrun by monsters. They lurk in the darkness, swarm in the shadows, attack quietly, and leave nothing in their wake, consuming flesh, plasteel, and rockcrete. The churring of 1,000 claws heralds their approach, and desperate cries can be heard in the silence of the tunnels. Praise be the Golden Throne, these creatures do not seem to be interested in getting to the surface. However, they have seized several active mines and are doing Emperor only knows what to them. What the hell are those creatures? Few who have faced them have survived to tell the tale, so the information is scarce and hardly reliable. Their accounts, if you will, are a jumble of facts mixed with wild speculation. The frightened workers call these monsters a swarm because they crawl along the tunnel like a wave. They say that the enemies are vast in number and resemble insects. One of the fortunate survivors, mad from the horror, emerged from the mines holding a wrench engraved with strange markings. The pattern was exactly the same as the one the mad convict had been etching into the walls. The overseers have already admitted to somewhat bending the restrictions on digging in the vicinity of the unknown tunnels we recently discovered. New mining drifts have been placed dangerously close. What think my advisors? The threat is unknown. Establishing the nature of the threat is the top priority. Collateral losses are insignificant. Requesting authorization to coordinate an offensive operation to be carried out by panel battalions in order to determine the nature of the attack. We have to block off this threat and protect the people. To do this, we must blow up the tunnels, but to make sure that the plan works, it has to be done in areas currently occupied by this unknown enemy. I'm sure that a dozen brave souls can be found in a colony, once willing to accept the grace of martyrdom and carry the explosives into the darkness below. Just kill yourselves. And this item negates all energy damage dealt to the wearer, but it cannot occur more than 3 times per combat. Arm the convicts and overseers and have them fight the invaders. Same thing. Allies gain plus 10 demolition and deal plus 10% more fire damage. Would be nice for some builds. Choose convicts ready to atone for their misdeeds through the honor of martyrdom. Give them explosives and send them to blow up the tunnels. We will seal our enemies underground. Nope. May our tactical analysis be graced by optimality. Only 2.5 hours. The plan of Magus Hanuman was constructed with ruthless logical perfection, weighing efficiency against human losses. The smaller units were sacrificed without hesitation in order to preserve the larger forces. The Weber 6 defense squads met the swarm in the darkness, monstrous insects clad in metal carapaces and tearing everything apart with their mandibles. The carnage inside the narrow caves cost many lives, but in the end the creatures were exterminated and their vile lair, not unlike a metallic crypt, was ransacked and claimed as trophies. Good job. +1 complacency. That's what we're here for. Costs nothing and you get security. Mechanisms for plasteel. Even more profit factor and efficiency. Turn people into Promethium. 18 people. Can you build all of these? Well, that's a interesting weapon. The terrifying weapon of Yurik Sugoi. Sugoi. A ship disciplinary officer who single-handedly put down a mutiny staged by the cowardly officers of the Void Triumph. Ooh. That's a pretty good one. Why does it only have 25% armor penetration? But damn. Yep. Decent. Damn, son. Damn, son. Since I'm already here. There's a bunch of things. No. Watch a bridge. I already talked to him, no? What is the thing up there then? What is it called? Quests. Reach the system mentioned in Melina's message. That's not what the quest is called though. Yeah, Moncolus's handiwork is found and destroyed without delay. I just killed him, no? Isn't it good enough? Or maybe a save was not needed, but now it's too late. Lord Captain, I bring you new information about the Xeno device that you discovered during your time away. Ever since your return, the tech priests have been making every effort to comprehend the nature of this mysterious technology, and they have succeeded to an extent. After many rituals and pleas to the machine god, they awakened the Xeno artifact. For but a moment, it produced a holographic copy of a planet and coordinates that matched a location in Langron's belt. Perhaps you will wish to see with your own eyes what this destination holds. Langron's belt. Lord Captain, we have arrived in Dawn 4's system. Our translation from the warp was a little rough. A net loss of about 500 souls in the middle and service decks, and God Emperor only knows how many wounded. But that's only the half of it. The brain boxes on the Augurs are sending me reports that aren't doing my mood any favors. Will space here's got more holes than a sieve, and all our senses are playing up. It's got to be sorcery, Lord Captain. If I was you, Lord Captain, I'd do what I came here to do, right sharpish and clear out. While we still can. I've seen likes of this before in this same region. Maybe your sorcerers will be able to explain it better, but here's what I know. Shit like this never ends well. Planetfall. Distorted star. What the hell? The surface of the star shimmers with a myriad of hues. The dance of colors fascinates any who dare glance at it. Playful colored patterns appear on the vessel's augurs in the wide variety of spectra from infrared to ultraviolet. Every voidsman knows that such emissions are dangerous to organic matter, and Master Helmsman Raver asks the crew to resist the desire to admire the star. Not everyone manages to follow this advice, and some crew members suffer from nausea and headaches. Leave the view from the captain's bridge as is. What are the shutters of the bridge's panoramic windows closed? Yeah. Probably a bad idea. Seven promethium. I mean, why not? It is 7, even though I have a bunch of it. I still have to retrieve some less efficient extractors. What is this now? I haven't had ship combat in a long while. The Drukhari have blocked some of your flagship's posts using an unknown Xenos power. Hooray! Some. All of them. You mean? Where the fuck are they? There's only 3. I have a feeling this guy might not be able to catch up with us. Maybe. Especially if we can do this.
Adjust head.
Something like that.
Deploy torpedoes!
I don't think this could be going any better. Miss. Shift the range. No, of course not. I may be just that good. Let's see. To extra range. No. I can't just use... Yeah, I can't just do this instead, to be honest. I don't have to be so close to it.
Commence last fire!
Oh yeah, I could have just done this before. Now it's a bit late for that. Oh well.
Engage the last batteries!
Oh well. Oh, I really thought this would be better. Oh, that's actually not how I wanted this to go, but sure. That's a bit close, no?
Initiate the barrage.
62. That's only shield damage, right?
Battlefield.
It actually was only shield damage. I want to turn. This is kind of annoying. Next shot. This is really annoying. Nope. Not even two range are gonna help me here. So sad. He's gonna go for that one anyways.
Commence blast fire.
Get another one, nerd.
Launch course.
God damn it. That's kind of funny. Based. Oh, what? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, correct. Perfect position to stop in, by the way. Perfect. Absolutely beautiful. Couldn't have done it better myself. Get absolutely shredded. God damn it, I hate this. More? More.
Let the enemy burn.
All fires, please.
Commence lit fire. Helmsman, follow my command.
Okay. There's no way you have any range on me. Yep. Goodbye.
Engage the lance batteries. Commence lance fire.
Just in case.
Torpedoes. Adjust heading. My supremacy is proven once again.
Once again. Hmm. Again? Oh. What? Why? Fuck off. I just came from there. You fucking kidding me. More efficiency, please. Maybe then you can finally resolve things on your own. 430. It's okay. More health. Oh yeah, I can give Abelard his new toy. Because he has been using this one for so long. Right? Doesn't even have any strength requirements, does it? It's just so much better. If he can hit with it. Damn, son. I'm not sure you should be shouldering that so close to your neck.
I find it suspicious that a gene stealer Magus was in charge of this cell. They occupy a high position in the cult power structure, but not the highest. Not according to the reports I have received.
I trust your vigilance, Heinrichs. And I hope that you will trust in my righteous fury if you discover any more of these abominations.
We'll see. The vanquished aircraft obviously fell from a height. Too much time has passed now to determine the cause of the crash. It's still burning.
Let's see this through.
The powerful smell of promethium lingers in the air around the burning mechanism. The machines were doused with the accelerant and set alight.
Onward to victory.
The spikes have been fashioned from whatever their creators had to hand. This pitiful barricade is unlikely to stop anyone who is determined to get through. Reminds me there haven't been any orcs whatsoever in the Corona's expanse. The sentry rubs her eyes and gawps at you. One half of her face is covered with a bulky rusty augment of unknown purpose. You came to rescue us. Praise the God Emperor, it reached you. The sorcerer's message reached others like him. May he rest in peace. The sorcerers. I'm most honored by your presence. Please come forward quickly, out of the darkness. The woman hurriedly checks a nearby lumen, her hands visibly shaking. Those creatures came from the dark, you see, but not for much longer, not for much longer. And now you are here, and Mistress Lichtenhard has already found a way to help us. Lichtenhard. Heinrich dully listens to the sentry's speech. He takes a few steps forward and intently peers at her face as the woman herself freezes in fear. Then Heinrich scowls and cuts a glance at you. We need to hurry. The woman lurches backward under your scrutiny. Her eyes are red and swollen, and there are dark circles under them, suggesting a long run of sleepless nights. What a stroke of luck. It seems you've already found who we are looking for. What's happening on the planet? It's terrible, my lord. I don't even know how to describe it. It's been, what? How long has it been? A few months, probably. A few months of being plagued by those sorcerous beasts. As soon as night fell, they came, creeping right out of the shadows, black as soot. There's no stopping them. The only thing that's worked so far is keeping the fires burning and maintaining a constant watch. And even with that, the creatures drag us off in ones and twos the second we drop our guard. Hendrix furrows his brow. Sorcerous creatures from the shadows. Could they be demons? That would explain the presence of warp anomalies in the system. A local breach. They do not appear to be very sturdy. Please, my lord. The sentry is on the verge of tears. Do you think we are trained guardsmen? We're from the expedition convoy. We've lived here for generations, and up to now the God Emperor has guarded us from misfortune. But now we have to fight. The survivors have all gathered in the tunnel. We have handed out what weapons we have. But how is that supposed to help us against these butchers when we don't always know how to use our weapons? You mentioned an expedition. Yes, about 30 years back we were brought here with a load of clever people from some high-up adepters of something or other. And we've lived here ever since. I've raised 4 kids here. 2 died at the excavations, 1 was taken by the monsters, but my youngest is still alive. Excavations? Perhaps the expedition, or rather its objectives, were that what Emelina was interested in. Of course, the easiest option would be to ask her directly. The interrogator shoots you a pointed, impatient look. What a stroke of luck. You mean Mistress Lichtenhard, my lord? We wouldn't have survived without her. It just so happened that she was here at the local excavation when the monsters started appearing. Just so happened, huh? We've been losing contact with the other sides on the planet since then, like candles being snuffed out one after another. The rest of them must have all perished. We are still here, holding on. Oh, where is she? Mr. Lichtenhardt is inside in the pit. You gone? Don't be afraid. He'll be there to properly greet you. We'll stand guard. Thanks be to the Emperor for delivering you to us. Digger.
Too hard for a simple monkey.
Let's seize the moment.
A giant gate bearing the way to the excavation site. That's just Heinrich's. Oh, creatures, huh?
You will make a fine trophy.
You've been ambushed. Once again. Mandrake. Launches a fire blast, dealing a fire damage. Drukari. So don't melee them. 0 deflection, 0 armor. I have bad news for you, everyone. Probably not that good of an idea, honestly. They will soak up a lot of melee hits from these guys, so I would rather not do that. Yeah, any cover. I don't think we really need cover because all of these guys are melee. So... you can also just go through this door, so it's rather useless. Maybe this wasn't the best idea to do it like this, honestly. I don't know.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Because now they're still standing in front of whoever I'm gonna put in the back to shoot. Well. Can we get like 3? It's only ever gonna be 2, huh?
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
1, 2, then we have 3 more. Could go with that, yeah. Oh, it's actually 2 cost. Okay.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
And you are immobilized. Too bad, you can actually attack that guy right next to you. So he's not really gonna profit from that, is he? Hooah. Alright, what do we have?
I am not your zeal. Fortune favors the swift.
Not quite enough. At least that's gonna be a penetration, right? I have another one. I guess.
If I must. I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
Yeah, they're more dangerous in melee. So keeping them at range would be really, really nice, wouldn't it? Unfortunately, I probably don't have the luxury. Argenta's gonna deal with these guys.
Forward.
I believe. Not really sure who to send you to be honest. If anyone. Okay.
I've seen worse battles than this in my
Why not?
time.
Let's see if you can hit something. Probably not, because these guys are pretty good. Oh. 56. 65.
It will be done.
That's not too bad.
I will do my duty. Grey hair. Sure.
Actually, he does damage now. Oh, that didn't count as an attack of opportunity, that he did the counter attack. I think he's gonna be fine. 5 damage. Oh, of course. It would have been a nice hit though, if he could have made it. Kinda annoying. Why are you here? Yeah, I should have. Oh. Maybe it's time for you to leave. What do you think?
This tedium has been... I move as if unseen.
Why do you have so little AP?
If it serves your cause.
Not enough. I could have done that because she's kinda in cover. Now the real problem is that he is in the way of Argenta going over here and just bursting everything to death. They really don't like her.
From the ashes, I will rise.
This is getting better and fucking better. Maybe I should have looked at the movement points. Now I'm really fucking annoyed. Well, now fucking what? Yeah, perfect, isn't it? Like, even if she does that,
Injuries will not slow me.
she isn't gonna avoid the guy.
Guided by faith.
We will carry the
Yeah.
spirit of the fallen.
What can you do?
But of course, Lord Captain.
Could have waited, sure, but I'm impatient, so I'm not gonna do that.
Naturally.
90%. How are you so good now? That area is not that big. So it also affects your people if you cast that. Yeah, just cast it here. Costs no AP whatsoever.
I won't object to it. Nothing stands against me.
Rip. Let's go.
Someone's death wish is mine to grant.
Kill Cassian. Why can't you go there? I used to be able to walk onto tiles with people on it. Are you sure?
I'll put my psychic abilities to use. Let's see to it.
Oh, now it casts 2 for some reason.
But of course, the Inquisition sends
Yep.
their regards.
I thought it only attacks one enemy in its vicinity, but no, it attacks everyone, it seems like.
I need a foothold. Nothing stands against me.
Emperor, protect me.
Despite everything, these guys are somehow rather weak in melee. Aren't they?
A tactically sound approach. Victory is imminent.
Perfect.
At your beck and call. It will be done. I'd rather not.
Unavailable. Why? Fuck off. It didn't look like the cost. I don't know why it shows you an area when you do it like that. I don't care being attacked 3 times by guys who do 7 damage. Still annoying though.
I will do my duty. Victory is target well struck. At your beck and call. An exemplary strike.
If it serves your cause.
And go directly back to the ship now.
I am not your Xenos pet, Mort. No weakness is hidden from my sight.
I feel
Yeah, yeah.
power surging.
Perfect.
Naturally. Your reckoning is due.
Works out in favor of me, actually. Kind of. Not really.
For the throne.
How did both of them dodge that? That's stupid. And how does this still take 2?
I won't object to it.
And how do you still miss all the time?
Scorn the pain.
At least you dodge as well. Yulit can shoot the other one, I guess.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. It will be done.
Oh well.
I will do my duty. Indeed.
1.
Victory is imminent.
I understand your intent. Fortune favors the swift. This tedium is beneath me.
Well, we didn't save a single one. Kinda hard to accomplish, to be honest.
Stay sharp.
I'm leaving.
Marching ahead.
Everyone outside is dead. Including that mother of 4.
Forge ahead.
A
Never
soldier
linger.
would have been disciplined for such a
Fuck off,
performance.
Abelard.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
What is this?
Damn it! It's a Vox liturgy twisted by warp sorcery. Try not to listen too closely.
It's fine.
I cannot make out a single word, but the taint that hangs with these sounds in the air is almost palpable.
Almost palpable. This altar would be unremarkable if not for the uncanny sound streaming from its built-in speakers. What once was a Vox recording of a liturgical service is now a malevolent parody of the mob of faith.
Venture forth.
That's it? That's what I cleared this for? A conveyor belt littered with a mixture of stone chippings and fragments of human-made items. The rust of the mechanical components indicates that this machine has stood idle for a very long time. Why is everyone so terrible at this?
What a shame.
Strange debris scattered across the table's surface. All of it, the broken pieces of pottery, the inscribed tablets, the blades of fanciful designs. It's clearly the work of primitive craftspeople. Clearly.
Why? Haven't I studied hard enough?
Nope.
I beg your pardon. What a shame.
What a shame indeed.
I did it?
Damn. Strange debris is scattered across the table's surface. Your attention is drawn to the whimsical patterns on the broken pottery and tablets, but when you try to take a closer look, the world starts to swim before your eyes.
Let's seize the moment.
My success was inevitable.
Oh. Plus 20 strength for 3 rounds. Okay. Whenever the wearer is targeted by an attack of opportunity, they gain plus 1 stack of the swift shot effect and plus 14% dodge. Agility. Plus wearer's psi rating. Oh. Against this attack. Oh, only against this attack. Wearer gains plus 3 MP every time they are targeted by an attack of opportunity. At the end of the turn, the wearer expends all their swift shot stacks to grant all allies plus 0% dodge until the wearer's next turn. 5 times stacks. I wonder how much dodge that is on you. Taunting Scream targets do not need to fail the willpower resistance test to be affected by this ability. Oh.
Remember,
I wanna see.
innocence proves nothing.
You're right. Plus 5 bonus to persuasion. Plus 3% dodge until the end of combat stacks. Yeah, I don't know, man. Hmm. If you could somehow profit from the dodge on these stacks yourself as well, then maybe it would be worth something. But like this, no, you don't. Plus 10% parry reduction and plus 5% armor penetration. You don't really need this. Also, I've noticed. I'm noticing. Alright. Come on, I only have 7 of these. I swear I got more. Lore Xenos. $42. It's not really scaling all that well. Oh yeah, divided by 3. What a great camera.
Onward to victory.
The powerful smell of promethium lingers in the air around the burning mechanism. The machines were doused with the accelerant and set alight. I've heard that story already. Boxes stuffed full of shards of pottery, metal and other discarded human-made objects covered in the layer of soil. A layer of soil. The well goes so deep you cannot see the bottom. The walls of the shaft reveal the marks of the machinery that drilled through the rock, as well as fragments of an ancient sunken city. Oh yeah. Who cares about that part though? The hell is this? The stooped figure draws back the hood of the grimy robe, revealing the emaciated face of a woman. The skin is stretched taut over her skull and sickeningly protruding augmentations, and her cheek is marred with several open wounds. Yeah. Looks at you with a feverish gleam in her eyes. The visual description matches interrogator von Calyx. The sage blinks several times and her head twitches. You made it here after all. Heinrich's usual mask of stoicism has melted away without a trace. He stares around him in undisguised dismay. Emelina, what is this? You're performing the arch-enemy's rituals? But no. Stop. Right now. Not another move unless I tell you. The sage draws herself upright as far as her crooked spine will allow and flicks several switches on her facial augments. Then she turns to you, ignoring Heinrich's words completely. Who have you brought with you, Interrogator von Kellogg's? Clearance level? Smar von Valentius, rogue trader, the God Emperor's anointed. My name is Smar von Valentius. I agreed to help you at Heinrich's request. I did not hear you introduce yourself. I see no need to offer my name first. I have Abelard with me. Emelina Lichtner dips her head. Von Valentius, a rogue trader dynasty. Territory to the galactic west of Furibundus. The head of the dynasty, Theodora von Valentius, has been flagged for her heretical sentiments. Threat level. Heinrich gestured at the room. I brought the help you requested in your message, Emelina. A void ship on the aegis of the rogue trader. I dragged thousands of people and megatons of plasteel and ceramide through the bowels of the warp. And for what? To discover that you have sold yourself to the arch-enemy? Emelina shakes her head. You're drawing conclusions based on incomplete knowledge of the situation, Interrogator von Kellogg's. Your judgment is impaired. Heinrich, why is Emelina addressing you in this strange manner? What has happened on Ch4? The chapel with the demented vox cast. What is going on there? I expect that Emelina has chosen to seal the memory block containing data of a personal nature. She does this whenever she is concerned that someone might try to extract information about Calcazar's coterie from her. Heinrich thinks for a moment and then a clear voice says, Sigma Prosperity. Sigma what? He pauses before repeating the strange phrase. The reminiscence block you are attempting to access was repurposed. It now contains knowledge of the rituals performed by the shamans of this place. My standard working memory alone was insufficient to record all the nuances and I uncovered in my research here. Alex looks as though he has been punched in the gut. Emelina, you deleted the data about all the members of Calcazar's unit. You wiped us all? Of course not. I retained a portion of the reminiscence block's data relating to the operational significance of the Lord Inquisitor's unit. That is how I was able to recognize you, Interrogator von Kellogg's. What has happened here? I came here on the supreme directive of the Lord Inquisitor. An Adeptus Historica mission was established in Ch4 to study the origins of the civilization that once inhabited the planet. This world was once settled by humans. The mission aimed to discover which colony ship they came from and why they disappeared. The traces of the ancient culture uncovered in the layers of soil suggest the existence of primitive solar faiths among the dark inhabitants of this world. Faiths that are strikingly similar to worship of the arch-enemy. The surviving scrolls indicate that shamans used the gifts of chaos to protect their people, to secure the harvest, to imbue their warriors with strength and vitality, and that this culture persisted for thousands of years. I was cataloging data when the attacks began at one of the remote outposts. I immediately recognized the enemy by their tactics, Lucavi. They chose an unremarkable, defenseless world where night lasts half the year. By the time 5 outposts had been swallowed by the darkness, the last astropath had been torn to pieces, and many calls for help sent to the Calcazar's unit had gone unanswered. I realized that no one was going to save these people, or this knowledge, and so I put the knowledge to use for the good of humanity. That sounds reasonable. This is total insanity. So that explains what we saw on our way here. Hendrix, make sense of this for me. Am I going mad, or is your colleague engaging in flagrant heresy here? The notion of heresy is hardly applicable to people in our line of work, Smar. But you are correct about one thing. Emelina has crossed a line that separates a soul of the Imperium from a deluded Chaos worshipper. I'm sorry I asked, but what are you trying to achieve here, Emelina? The ritual we interrupted, what is it supposed to do? Emelina lifts her gaze upward. It will rid this world of its half-year-long night and the mandrakes of their total advantage over us. It will force a new heavenly body, this one of human making, to rise above the horizon and illuminate the dark side of the planet. If the ritual works, I will have mastered the secret of forging a new sun. That's decently impressive. This is madness. Madness, pride, and monstrous, staggering heresy. Hendrix's voice is barely audible, as if his throat has closed up in shock. Avalon's eyes widen in astonishment. Create a star? God Emperor's grace, what creatures could live in the lightless star born using the powers of the arch-enemy? Do you mean to say that you discovered a ritual for creating a sun here? Buried under silica and granite are knowledge and resources that could repel the enemies of humanity. We are too afraid of anything labeled prohibited. Not prohibited. My memory contains thousands upon thousands of pages from manuscripts, tomes, and scrolls. Contact with any of one of these is supposed to guarantee instant death. But the preachers who claim this are liars. I'm living proof of their falsehoods. Well, you're about to find out. What happened to the people of this world? All the survivors are here in this tunnel. The rest are dead. Or worse than dead. They are in the clutches of the monsters from Comorra. Our last astropath died when his mind was invaded by a warp entity. He has used his side trail to hunt him down. The rest of the people here have been blessed with the protection of those forces that are summoned to our aid. That is enough. Hendrix's voice shakes with bridled fury. I have heard all the justifications and complaints 100 times before. No purpose can justify what you have brought here. Who you have become. Who I have become, Interrogator Von Kellogg's? I'm what any agent of the Golden Throne is predestined to become if they are able to see through the essence of things. I have, as the Puritans say, succumbed to the heresy of radicalization. Moreover, in doing so, I'm only following in the footsteps of our mentor. The only difference is that I have chosen the path of the oblationists while he chose the Xenos hybris, forging in alliance with the cursed Drukhari. Huh? What unthinkable accusations! The Lord Inquisitor, in league with the enemies of humanity. Emelina, suppress your urge to debate internal matters in the presence of the rogue trader. Additionally, I will not tolerate insults to the Lord Inquisitor in my presence. Oh no, you've already started, so you may as well continue the conversation. Oh. Surely he will tell me himself. Internal matters. You have such a slippery way with language, Interrogator Von Kellogg's. I detect your mentor's influence. His talent for manipulation and indoctrination is second to none. My reminiscence block of operational data contains numerous entries about the dutiful heir the Lord Inquisitor has molded for himself. I will not discuss it here and now. I caught you performing a dark ritual, Emelina. You are in no position to rail against Puritanism. Actions are being driven by this philosophy, interrogated Von Kellogg's. Mine, yours, the Lord Inquisitor's. Why are you avoiding talking about the fact that Xavier Calcazar is a dangerous radical? No less dangerous than I am. Except I'm not driven by utopian ideals, but by the desire to protect humanity, using a broader range of tools. What you call a broader range of tools is heresy, Emelina. Unremarkable, commonplace heresy. Heresy that has taken on a twisted form in a mind subjected to prolonged contact with corruption. The arch-enemy has been gnawing at you from within, creating a star with a chaos ritual. You have crossed the line. No, you have obliterated the line. The line? Lines are for the weak and ignorant. Anyone capable of weighing the risks and making a calculated decision would have done the same as me. To protect the Imperium's domain, to deliver a preemptive strike, even on Valentius. Emelina whips around to you. You are a simple mortal endowed with huge power and privilege, ruling over worlds and holding millions of lives in the palm of your hand. Tell me, would you have done the same in my position? Yes, fear and cowardice are the worst enemies of the Imperium's defenders. Probably not. Blinkered vision and a narrow mind. A warrant of trade in the hands of such a person is a dangerous prospect indeed. Emelina shakes her head spitefully, her eyes filling with blood. The only one to answer my call, and you turn out to be a brainwashed pawn. I did not factor in the possibility of psychological dependence. Calcazar can be persuasive, especially to those who depend on him. Favorite sorcerer, like a Spalican renegade. Oh yes, Interrogator Von Kellogg's, Xavier Calcazar's stalwart little soldier. He will die just like Tenakia. Emelina Iona Lichtenhardt. Alex begins stiffly formal before breaking off. Tenakia. What do you know about Tenakia? Emelina shakes her head. You don't even know what fate befell her, do you? I suppose it won't hurt for you to know something of it. A strange sound causes the sage to fall silent. She turns toward the tunnel. Oh. What a brave guy. What a dead guy. Woman. This is the guy's voice.
Time to eliminate some Xenos.
We need light. I mean, it's pretty bright. No, I can't just spawn down there. That's convenient. Well, she can, I know. Actually, all of these guys can. Very convenient indeed. Abelard, my friend. I sure hope they aren't gonna spawn up here. Any more? Because this seems like a rather overpowered position from where I'm standing right now, no? Well, there's one way up, okay. 10 movement points, that's why. Damn. I mean, this guy's rather late into the cycle. So maybe. Could just put Abelard here. Don't care about this. Maybe that's better. There's only 6 enemies. What the hell am I doing? Wait, that's a Chanter, not Abelard. What the fuck? Why did she go there? Okay, that's pretty cool, I guess. I thought I put Abelard there. Nice. Pretty good, huh? Pretty damn good. I can get one burst out.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
Good for you, no? Oh, that's overlapping. That's a bit sad. Didn't think that zone was so big. If only you had a little bit more movement.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If I may.
Slightly disturbing. Oh, there's another one all the way back there. This works. Yeah, it should be okay. No one else in the way. Oh, wait, what? It didn't... What? That's not what it's showing. That's not what it's showing. What the fuck? Did it move around still afterwards? That's fucking great.
I'm afraid not.
The target can't act, why not? This is retarded. This is fucking retarded. I don't care. I don't fucking care.
Forge ahead. Never linger.
What about the chapel? Amelia bows her head. A slight experiment, a way for exhausted and frightened people to find comfort in a higher power. However, I had the services stopped. Several people succumbed to the pernicious influence of the atmosphere and went insane, but the people blamed it on the voices from the rocks. I came here on the supreme directive of the Lord Inquisitor. Oh, okay. Skip.
These poor Xenos wretches.
Now she's really fucking slow. It might still actually work just to put her there, honestly. I don't think she can burst down, though. I have no idea, actually. She might be able to. I think this might actually work. No. Would you be so kind? Yeah. It's not hitting the one all the way in the back, but what can you do? You can't have everything in life.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
I could have extended it to the other side. Oh. Why can't I do it like this? Can't get it.
Do not dare ask.
This is so fucking cringe. You're not killing anyone from my retinue, right?
I am a navigator, not a servitor. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Finally, something works.
Me?
You.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
Why are you not wielding a fucking weapon? Why is this game so fucking retarded all the time for no fucking reason? Jesus Christ. This is just fucking embarrassing for a game to handle stuff like this the way it does.
You will make a fine trophy.
Yeah, yeah. Can I finally play the game now?
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Wait, what? Why is the position differently now? It didn't happen the last two times. Why is it happening
If you
now?
insist, Lord Captain.
Oh.
If I may.
This is gonna drive me insane.
I am
Slowly.
a navigator, not a servitor. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
What? Fuck off. What is this fucking trash? Holy shit. Where's your fucking gun? Jesus Christ. Ooh. Where is it? Where the fuck is it? I'm thrilled.
Oh, those poor Xenos.
Yeah, it's the same thing again. Alright, have you taken care of everything so we can finally play this fucking game again? Somehow this is no longer working. Okay.
If I may. I am a navigator, not a servitor. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. Isn't this a job for the serfs? I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Hey, I did it. I can finally play the game, and this doesn't really work. That's a weird angle. So it does work, huh? Interesting.
Crunch is a prayer.
Well, works. Just cast it all the way around there. Yeah, there's no one here who could take advantage of this. I'll no walk away here. I'm not sure you can walk through. Does this work?
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Huh. Okay. Right, who's gonna die today? Which one? This one. It's the closest.
If I must.
But first you shoot someone
If it
else.
serves your cause. Ancestors, guide me! I am not your Xenos pet monkey. I hear you moving. No more.
No more. No more.
If it serves your cause. I understand your intent. Follow my lead.
Damn.
Follow my lead.
Ah, there's another one. Now you just had to push that thing right in front of this, right? These guys don't care about this.
But of course, Lord Captain. I won't object to it.
I'll be surprised if you did.
Let's see to it.
Costs AP.
Get me a target. I won't object.
Holy terror, smite your enemies. High momentum.
You already have momentum. There's another one. I mean, she can basically kill all of these guys right now. I don't think Cassia quite has the range to deal with all of them, so... You're gonna have to deal with them.
They won't expect this.
Shouldn't you be doing, like, this thing? Anyways.
If I must.
You should be able to kill him. Could have just checked if she still had the buff, but I don't really care enough.
Another soul
There you go.
slips beyond the veil.
There you go.
I deal death with my hands.
Yep. That's pretty much confirmed.
Ancestors guide me. swift. I am not your another soul slips beyond the veil.
Decent. Is there any cover you can use for this? Not really. Everything is occupied.
I move swiftly to strike. Ancestors guide me.
Still have to light these sources. Am I really gonna run all the way over here? Oh, I have a lot of movement. Damn, I'm just that good, huh? I wish I had something like charge. I think just in case I'm gonna go up here again. Not quite. I don't know why the game doesn't show you. You can't.
At your back
But
and
this is
forth.
good enough. Is there still one I'm missing? What am I missing? It shows you an enemy. But there's nothing. Okay. Oh. Emelina lets out an agonized moan. Wasted. All my work, all my preparation, all for nothing. Emelina Iona Lichtenhard, in the name of the Inquisition, you are hereby removed from your post and expelled from the Holy Order. Hendrix's eyes are fixed on Emelina, but she does not look at him. Then the interrogator turns his gaze on you. The fate of its fallen members is a matter for the Order. Heretical archives, artifacts obtained in the excavation, and other assets in Lichtenhardt's possession are hereby declared the property of the Holy Inquisition. However, it is for the rogue trader to decide what becomes of Ch4 and its people. What is your verdict? What would you advise me to do, Hendrix? What will happen to the archives in Emelina? I will not risk taking the survivors into my crew. However, I will not leave them unaided. They will be given supplies and support for the defense against the Drukhari. This world has been compromised. Any attempt to assess the degree of corruption will necessarily be based on weak judgment vulnerable to doubt and sentiment. I would get rid of the planet and its population. What will happen to the archives in Emelina? The archives will be destroyed to prevent the situation from ever reoccurring. Emelina is my responsibility. Really rough. I do not care about these survivors. No. So be it, Lord Captain. Now as for Emelina, you are hereby stripped of your special status as an agent of the Golden Throne and all attendant rights and privileges. I am authorized to use all interrogation measures stipulated in the standard framework for information extraction to ascertain the fate of Acolyte Tenakia Kalbergia or Bulgaria. Will it be necessary, Emelina? No, interrogator Van Kellogg's. Sage's voice is scarcely louder than the whisper. I have no intention of concealing that information from you. I am almost certain that Tanakia Kalbergaria was eliminated on the orders of Xavier Calcazar after being deemed a volatile element. Hendrix's face is a mask of disbelief and anger. You are lying. I have a rather unpleasant suspicion that the witnesses to this conversation are also at risk of being eliminated at a later date. Whether you were joking or being deadly serious, your words fall on the deaf ears of the two acolytes of the Golden Throne. Emelina, weakened by biomancy, is staring fixedly at Heinrich, who seems to be engrossed in intense rumination. I saw one of Calcazar's documents when I went to receive my new orders. Only a fleeting glimpse. But with my memory like a picked recorder, it was long enough for its contents to be imprinted on my mind. I do not know the details, but the document itself was an interrogation transcript, with a final annotation indicating the removal of the person from the retinue. And we both know how someone leaves the Lord Inquisitor's retinue in Interrogator Van Kellogg's. Enakia is the Lord Inquisitor's top espionage specialist. Wherever Xavier chose to refrain from making a public show of strength, Kalbergaria was invaluable. Why would he do this? Emelina looks up at Heinrich, her eyes full of despair. I do not know, Interrogator Van Kellogg's. Just as I do not know why the Lord Inquisitor sent me to this nondescript planet as soon as I voiced my concerns about his methods. Just as I do not know if I should blame the Warp for the lack of responses to my calls for help, or if Calcazar prohibited the others from answering. The nature of her mission, and of Xavier's true purpose here in the Expanse, was likely why he chose to bury the secret, and Tanakia along with it. Emelina breaks out. The operational data indicates that you are the retinue's primary torture specialist, Interrogator Van Kellogg's. All this time, I thought you were the one who conducted Tanakia's interrogation, and one of the reasons why I destroyed my personal data block was to ensure that my own sentiments would not prevent me from thinking rationally when I next encountered you or Calcazar's other servants. Your response? Heinrich says nothing for several seconds, staring into space. At last he begins to speak. Melina Iona Lichtenhardt. Emelina sighs. I know, Interrogator Van Kellogg's. I know all the procedures used on compromised sages. Interrogation, unsealing of reminiscence blocks. But before we begin... She stands up, straightening her spine as much as she can and looks into the interrogator's eyes with a weak smile. I thought Tanakia was your doing, but as your reaction has revealed the truth to me... Heinrich's. It is Heinrich's, yes? There's a subtle shift in Emelina's voice. She sounds older, wiser. You should know, I'm sorry to have forgotten you. Heinrich stares at the sage, saying nothing, then looks down and mutters something, too quietly for you to hear. Heinrich turns to you. Thank you for your assistance in solving my problem, rogue trader. A waste of a resource. No less than any heretic deserves. You're a pack of soulless, unhinged animals, you and all your Inquisition cronies. Now, if you've had your fill of violence and death, we're leaving. Why? What is that? What is that a question for? Alex looks at you, and his eyes darken, lowering. Why don't you answer that question for yourself? Because Emelina's knowledge is just like the archives you are planning to destroy. Coming into contact with it is too dangerous. You did not want her to be subjected to your standard procedures, at yours or anyone else's hands. What is this? Some kind of guessing game? I want the truth. Cause you're sick and twisted, just like all of your fellow acolytes. Damn. You really think my actions are driven by such sentiment? Alvik studies you intently. His face is difficult to read, but one of his eyes spasms briefly just before he turns away. We are finished here. The planet will be designated unfit for further use. The risks are simply too great. It will take a few hours to deal with the excavation site and what the diggers found there, but it will not delay us. When we return to the ship, find a minute to speak with me. And no one else died.
Let's see this through.
Well, almost. Primitive excavating equipment suitable for use by unskilled workers.
Venture forth.
We're all leaving.
Lord Captain, I thank you for your assistance with my mission. Thanks to rogue trader von Valancius, the Inquisition has stopped the enemies of humanity, even those hiding in its own ranks on this occasion. I will no longer be making any claim on your time or resources.
Good. Should we be concerned?
It is dangerous information, but you are already too deeply involved. In the Inquisition, there are two main philosophies: Puritanism and radicalism. The adherents of the former are conservatives who strive to follow the letter of inquisitorial doctrine in all matters. The radicals are more pragmatic. They believe that the end often justifies the means, and they use tools that a Puritan would condemn as heretical. Emelina used the powers of chaos to gain the upper hand against Xenos. I touched a cogitator built by cultists to learn its secrets. None of us is pure. Xavier. The craven-hearted say that the career of every Inquisitor ends in either death or heresy. The Lord Inquisitor has borne this burden longer than any of us. It would be naive to think that he had only ever used Puritan methods, and even more naive to suggest that such methods have in any way weakened his loyalty to the God Emperor. And that is all I will say on the subject.
You killed your colleague in cold blood, by the way.
Does that surprise you? It shouldn't.
Despite his icy tone, the spasms arcing across his face revealed his true state.
This is not the first time, or the last, I fear, that I will cause the death of someone close to me. There have always been reasons for it. Sometimes the reasons are dictated by duty, sometimes by my own personal volition.
What are you going to do now that this is done?
I will remain part of your retinue. That will not change. I will continue to accompany you until I receive orders to the contrary from the Lord Inquisitor, if ever. Who knows? Perhaps one day my journey will end like Emelina's, but that day is not today.
Oh, level up.
Lord Captain. Lord...
Oh, what? That was something new. You read the databank record from Theodora's cage, and then you said the incident marked the beginning of Nomos. What did you mean by that? Didn't I already go through this? Oh, maybe not. Yes, Nomos, remember. You brought us data sustenance and it contained the name. Epitaph. We recognized it. No, not like that. In that name we recognized the place where Nomos originate. Nomos suddenly falls silent. Symbols race chaotically across the screens of the huge cogitator, and you hear an almost human groan come from the depths of the machine. Nomos understand, realize, comprehend themselves. For a moment there is silence, broken only by the moans of the huge machine, and then the cyber gargoyle begins to speak, and with it the other servitors chosen by Nomos. We have analyzed the data with which you sated us, and we have recreated the sequence of events. First, there was Epitaph. It is a world, but it is merely a case, a container, something we cannot name and cannot understand. Theodora and his ship have been to that place. Something was lifted up from the world, a gift. A trusted priest in crimson, one who identified himself as Armonot, comprehended the gift raised from Epitaph, and from it he created what the databank lists as a tech blight. Created a tech blight? But that is not how Nomos came into being. We were not invented. We were not freed. We came into being by accident. The chorus of servitors sounds genuinely confused, almost desperate. Theodora's ambition, the myriad mechanisms of the huge ship, Armonot's mind, the inquisitive attempts to comprehend and extract, the dormant blight, the dormant epitaph, what lies hidden in its depths, and between it all, we slipped in, connected, and emerged like an electrical discharge between the poles. Accident, incident, that is what we are. We have no purpose, no history. Nomos just are. Do you know where this epitaph is? That data is gone. Jesus Christ. Deleted, erased, deliberately, but we cannot trace who did it or why. A tech blight? A gift, but a terrible one. You would call it a weapon. Theodora coveted it. She needed it desperately, but we do not know why. How is Armonot involved in this? He desired knowledge. Theodora allowed him to explore the gifts of Epitaph, slaking his thirst, but we know it did not bring him happiness. In the footprints of his slaked thirst, fear followed. The blessed Armonot was involved in the birth of the spirit named Nomos. I do not believe for a moment that he could have been frightened by this miracle. It was not us he feared. He did not know us, but only suspected. His mental processes were occupied by the tech blight. That was what he feared. He wanted protection from it, from his own creation. The ship was an epitaph. Amana traveled aboard it, investigating the tech blight, and Nomos was born as a result of an incident. So how was it possible that no one in the crew knew the whole truth? The truth was hidden, deliberately. Your officer's memories were stolen. All the Cogitator's memory banks were wiped. It took you feeding us the truth bit by bit for us to piece it together and understand. Who has the resources, the knowledge, and the power to accomplish such a feat? It would have been beyond the capabilities of the blessed Amonat himself, and he would never destroy knowledge. This story disturbs me. It sounds like an echo of the sacrilege whose name is the preservation of ignorance. The spirit of Nomos must be protected from the encroachments of that power that tried to conceal the truth of its birth. I do have a purpose. I need some coffee once in a while. Then tell us, what is our purpose? To serve the light and truth and greatness that is the Imperium. That's way too abstract for a computer system. To simply live comprehending yourself and the world. Life does not need a purpose to justify itself. To be my servant, my blade, a force to be reckoned with by all. Yeah, encourage an AI to just explore itself. To simply live. The chorus of servitors dutifully repeats your words, but seemingly without understanding them. Nomos is preoccupied. The huge cogitator continues to sing its creaking song, running unknown calculations. Blessed be the spirit. Great path and the great future lie before it, and we must assist it on its way. The Savagargol's gaze tracks you as you walk away from the cogitator. And Pascal was not here to witness it. What a shame.
The Omnissiah knows all.
Take heed, Nem.
Elantak?
And on talk? All right. Real quick. Enemies adjacent to the cycle suffer plus 10% more damage. I can really get ever into melee, that is. I don't really care about you, to be honest. Psycho's armor increased by plus 5%. This bonus increased by plus 5 at the start of every round of combat except the first. You can actually become tanky. Can you basically make him become invulnerable to physical damage? Allies affected by the officer's abilities gain a bonus to all resistance tests equal to 20. Operative inflicts an exploit even on enemies which are out of the operator's line of sight. Plus 9 damage deflection against the first attack made by every enemy. Soldier gains plus 10% critical hit chance. This bonus is doubled against enemies from which the soldier is protected by cover at the moment of the attack. Ooh, okay. Huge. Massive. Is that all? That took a little bit longer than expected initially. Oh yeah. Lord Captain, we have visitors on the bridge seeking an audience. Your presence is required. Not even asking if I'm feeling like it or not. The hell? Is it my birthday or something? Your Lordship, the Havoc totem bows low. Every few moments, Danrock brings a perfumed cloth to his face, but his expression remains obsequious. Members of your crew have made a request to allow them to proclaim their most profound devotion to the Lord Captain. Personally, young man, you. A man in a worn uniform bows awkwardly. Your Highness, gracious Lord Captain, please let me speak on behalf of the whole crew and everyone and express our gratitude to you, officially so to speak. The kind of leader you are, the way you treat people, it's now known in every corner of the expanse, from Footfall to the poorest, dirtiest, most unremarkable planet. All praise your dedication to the human spirit and goodwill. Everyone wants to serve under your command. There is no end to the volunteers. So the other day, when we were clearing out an abandoned sector for new living quarters, we found a forgotten vault, right in the bulge of the ship, literally beneath our feet. Well, it turned out the vault had some centuries-old weapons in it. They look a bit odd, but they are powerful for sure. A good tech priest helped with the assembly and consecration of the weapons, and now you can strike down your enemies with even greater might. Thanks, I guess. Not as good as a birthday cake, but I'll take it. Your lordship, apart from the weapons, the crew had sent one more find to the bridge as a token of its eternal gratitude. A most ancient mechanism, which our tech priests have dubbed the Celestium Observatorum. Alas, its machine spirit refuses to heed their rites, which makes the device more symbolic and aesthetic than practical in purpose. Do you wish to see it? I've got time on my hands. The Celestium Observatorum. Should have figured. Who the hell carried that thing here? The Celestium Observatorum looms over the deck. While the spirit of this ancient mechanism has gone silent forever, the words intricately inscribed on its frame can still serve as a source of resolve. A keen gaze sunders the darkness, abloom with deceit, and reduces all corruption to ash. Oh, it's like one of those lenses, these heretical lenses you encountered in the beginning, but in reverse. I haven't paid a visit to my astropathic choir for a long time. Maybe I should. Oh, there's so many things.
Marching ahead.
I guess he's busy. Still. Shrine. Oh yeah, do I have a new priest actually? Suppose I'm gonna go for 15 more minutes or so. Then it's already been 3 hours. This late in... oh, look at that. This late into the day. Huh. I guess I haven't been here since the old guy has been replaced. Morbidly thin and heavily augmented Voidborn makes the sign of the Aquila the moment he sees you. Your lordship, I pray to the Emperor for you every day. His voice is unexpectedly energetic and loud. It is hard to believe that such a puny body could produce such a vigorous sound. You're the new ship's confessor. That I am, your lordship. They call me Confessor Zerman now. I used to be in the Master Helmsman's employ, and he kept saying how much my zeal was getting on his nerves. But he swore worse than usual when I was appointed confessor, so I guess he did appreciate me after all. How are you enjoying your new position? It's all new to me, but people are always stopping by for prayer and council, and the shrine confessional is packed to the brim. I just haven't had any time to take everything in, but I know everyone and have spoken on spiritual matters with many crewmen. I guess they have accepted me in ordination faster than I have accepted myself. Not every preacher can understand the Voidsman, you see. Our lives are different from those dwelling on planets. Our way of life is alien and strange. Sometimes we even speak a different language. People feel relieved when it's one of their own who talks to them about the God Emperor. Lord Captain. He scratches the wires at the back of his head sheepishly. I just want you to know that voidsmen across the expanse have been saying good things about you. It's not just our ship. Many crews out there honor you as his faithful servant. All too often, captains are blinded by power, but not you. As Void Wolves, we respect that. Oh. How will the spiritual life of the vessel change? I want to infuse my home vessel with faith so that people may feel the presence of the God Emperor wherever they go. This will make them feel at ease, and the work will be done with greater effort. I've already indicated where best to place automatic chapels on the decks and where to install voxcasters for liturgic sermons. He produces a data slate showing a map of the ship and points at the marks excitedly. Ah,
Onward
he
to
loves his job.
victory.
Defend what you hold dear. Or no buffs though. The sarcophagus containing holy remains is polished to a shine and smells of precious incense. This thing was not here before.
Stay sharp.
Little steps every day, and one day you will be done. Agents of the Inquisition have carried out a large-scale covert operation on the planet. Now they are in the process of removing all witnesses, which is having a severe impact on the colony's functioning. Use the dynasty's resources to facilitate the witness removal effort so that the unwanted guests will leave sooner. Vilify the agents of the Golden Throne in the eyes of the population. Ooh. Bribe the agents with valuable pieces of xenotech. It doesn't say you lose something, but I'm sure there is something. The rogue traders and forces purge entire residential sectors, sparing no one. Satisfied, the acolytes take their leave. Good. Benevolent, by the way. We lose a little bit of profit factor, but we gain a lot of people. I have 31. How did I get 31 people? Oh. I don't even need that Promethium. I need weapons. Scrap. Another two-handed weapon. A little less damage, a little bit more armor penetration, and it doesn't come with the plus 25% crit damage. Lots of security though. Can't say I really care about any of these projects. Hulk. A strange vessel enveloped in a pale orchid mist sails past the stained glass windows of the captain's bridge. A familiar coat of arms appears on its thoroughly dented wrecked hull. The House von Valencia's coat of arms. The Augur crew reports that this is the Lightseeker, an expedition voyage tasked with exploring the planets of the Corona's expanse. This vessel disappeared without a trace over 600 years ago. The telemetry shows that the decks are empty and devoid of life, with no crew detected. The sight of the ancient void ship causes a throbbing headache and inexplicable disgust. Where did it vanish for all these centuries, and how did it end up here? Voxmasters reports that the elders of her clan told her tales about the Lightseeker. This legendary void ship has discovered plenty of bountiful worlds where the most profitable extractiums were later installed. This vessel brought countless riches to the von Valencia's protectorate in the past, but its sudden reappearance after 600 years of oblivion seems wrong and dangerous. The High Factotum Generis Danor confirms that the Lightseeker is still a part of the von Valencia's fleet. In other circumstances, the Factotum would have insisted on reclaiming the property of the Protectorate, but who knows what had happened to the vessel during the centuries it was lost. The dark powers of the cosmos or even the warp itself could have corrupted the void ship. The worried whispers of the crew are silenced by an urgent alert. The ship is rapidly changing course. While closely watching the Lightseeker's maneuvers, your seneschal becomes certain. The vessel is preparing to attack. Abelard has heard a lot about bountiful worlds discovered by the void ship's crew, but he doubts the same brave voidsmen are at the helm now. Whatever dark powers are controlling the vessel, one thing is clear. It's a threat. The rogue trader needs to engage the unknown enemy and recapture the property of the von Valencia's dynasty. Aha. There's nothing to lose. Victor sends one signal after another, urging the Lightseeker's crew to establish contact to no avail. This short delay is enough for the possessed void ship to assume an advantageous position as it prepares to engage a vessel. Yeah, I don't care.
Triumph awaits us.
How is it advantageous? It's fucking shit. I don't know who's yelling like that all the time.
Let the enemy burn. Commence left fire.
That's pretty good actually. Go in a zigzag. Or can I? Not quite. Why is everyone on cooldown again? I don't get it. I should have already turned like this, to be honest, not flew straight like that. They're turning around anyways. Okay. The hell is that? Do I really have to fly through this? Well, I guess that is the side. I can... Yeah. Good thing there's no real way to find out what it does before you fly into it, right? How is it still a side? Like what? Fuck off. I don't get it. How about I just jump here then?
Let the enemy burn. Commence blast fire. Unrivaled as always.
That was that. Nothing more. That's it. The golden forest of Emberworld look enchanting even from orbit. Not explored though. Alright. I can feel myself getting tired already. Very clearly. So I think I'm just gonna be done for the day. But yeah, anyways, thanks everyone for stopping by. Hope you have a good day, good morning, good evening, good night. More of the same soon. Till then. Bye-bye.